You guys, we are live here again, back, show number 19 in the building, Ysc The Show. We are back, guys. Yes, that's right. After a really, really long weekend, right? We had some really good football played this past weekend, especially on Friday night. Yo, check the back out for me, right? As the Holy Bowl got to rolling. That's right, Cathedral Catholic back at it again. I know you guys seen them last week, but hey, they've been putting on a show here lately. We also have some guests in the building, some high school guests. We got Coach Charles James in the building with us from San Diego High, and we also have Mr. Charles Johnson, the wide receiver of San Diego High. They are in the building. Let me get this on Jerry here out the way, right? And so now we are waiting. That's what we're waiting for guests. That's what it is, y'all. Don't get it twisted here. We're just waiting for our guests, right? We're gonna push that out the way. All right, so the Holy Bowl got to rolling. As you guys can see behind me, it was again the Sean Poma show. Poma. Choo-choo. Little Sean Poma, about 5'7", about 170 pounds total. Just rumbling and bumbling and tumbling and stumbling. He got to going behind that big line, and they got to moving, y'all. Sean Poma, this week, we want to give him his props. He give him his major props this week because Mr. Sean Poma has went over 2,500 rushing yards in his high school career. Guys, that is unprecedented. That's off the chain. Go ahead and get your money, young man. Get your money. You know, and that's what he's out here doing. Sean Poma breaking records. Right now, his rushing total is at 2,532 career rushing yards, 9.2 rushing yards per carry on 275 carries. Guys, that is a high school total of 101.3 yards per game. That's right. He's moving them chains, man. He's moving the chains. Got the chain gang out there sweating with Sean Poma on the scene, right? And he has 31 rushing touchdowns. 31 rushing touchdowns in his career. Sean Poma right now and his Cathedral Catholic Dons right now, they are the spotlight, highlight, hot game of the week for high school, and they were getting busy. They call it the Holy Bowl out here in San Diego. That's because you got St. Augustine, and then you got Cathedral Catholic going against each other. Guys, when these teams get against each other, you think they call it the Holy Bowl. Guys, they be out there getting ready to, turn up. All right? So we'll be right back with you guys. We're getting ready to go into our first commercial break as we just talked about my guy, Sean Poma of Cathedral Catholic. We're going to share this around. If you guys are watching right now, get to sharing, right? Pass this video around because we don't know who we're going to be talking about and your favorite youth or high school football player, basketball player, or whatever sports coming up next. We'll be talking about them, guys, right? So right now we got Anthony Vaughn coming with you guys with our Extreme Highlights report, right? Where we talk about extreme sports, guys. We'll be right back with you after this first commercial break. Anyone can have a dream. All goals are achievable. You put in the hard work both on and off the field. You make a commitment to yourself and your team. Get turned up. Take it to the next level. Step up to the competition. To those who say it can't be done, sit back and watch the gigameter rise. It's game time. Mom and dad are in the stands. You just came out of the tunnel. Fans are going crazy. Let's give them a reason to keep cheering. Do you want to bring home the win? To show them who's number one? We're ready. Are you? Giga what? Giga who? Giga Ray.
And we're back. It's Anthony Vaughn with the Youth Sports Center Extreme Sports segment. And we got a treat for you guys right now. This is first time for everything, right? We got Justin Mulford, motocross rider, and he's taking skateboarding aspect view of it, and he's hitting the streets with a 450cc motorcycle. Now, CC stands for cubic centimeters. Anybody that knows, the bigger the bike, the bigger the CCs are, and the more power it is. So he's basically taking a 450cc bike and cruising the streets of LA, and we're going to give you that story right here. Now, he's a snowboarder, and this is basically just amateur motocross at its finest. This is the streets. This is the first time that this has ever happened, so this is something that we kind of want to show you guys something. And you got to look, if you look at how many hits this guy's getting on YouTube, it's already at 250,000. It's been 2 months, so this is definitely going viral. So from the creators of Donut Media, Race Service is a cultural hub rooted in making branded content with the individuals and brands that stand out in motorsports. Although Race Service launched only a month ago, they've already made waves in automotive circles. Now, they kept their eye on motocross. For one of the first projects, Race Service crew teamed up with a motocross rider, snowboarder Justin Mulford behind me to take a motocross take on skateboarding videos. They cut him loose around the urban environment, LA. As you can see, some of the moves in the video are just things that you just are just unheard of. So this is something that we definitely wanted to share. This is the first time, so you know, this is the first video. Just be a lookout for these motocross guys. They're going to be hitting the streets. I think this is the first time this is going to be a trend here. Once again, this is Anthony Vaughn with the Youth Sports Center, Extreme Sports, and we'll be right back with Reed Dudley. Thank you very much for having me, and we're out.
Anyone can have a dream. All goals are achievable. You put in the hard work, both on and off the field. You make a commitment to yourself and your team. Get turned up. Take it to the next level. Step up to the competition. To those who say it can't be done, sit back and watch the gigameter rise. It's game time. Mom and dad are in the stands. You just came out of the tunnel. Fans are going crazy. Let's give them a reason to keep cheering. Do you want to bring home the win? To show them who's number one? We're ready. Are you? Giga what? Giga who? Giga Ray.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Reed Dudley, man, and as you guys know, we've been covering youth sports and the Youth Sports Center. We've been covering youth sports for about, you know, in between 8 and 10 years. In between that 2-year period and gap, I was actually coaching, you know, for the San Marcos Steelers. You know, shout out my San Marcos Steelers. We actually have one of our San Marcos Steelers alumni, Josh Bournes, who plays at San Diego State. So shout out Josh Bournes, and another San Marcos Steelers alum, Mr. Demetrius Washington, who's out there at Boise State University. So shout outs to both of those young men out there letting their football dreams continue. And behind me is another YSC All-Team member. Now, guys, if you've been dubbed a YSC All-Team member, it's normally because I've been to your games before. I've seen you play before. I get the highlights over and over and over and over again. And that means they're starting to pile up, and they're getting big. And this young man right here has been doing his thing. Behind me, guys, we have Mater Dei's own Bryce Young. Bryce Young was one of the most talented young quarterbacks I had seen. And after watching JT Daniels, who is now the starting quarterback at USC, after watching him grow up right in front of my eyes and throwing bombs to kids like Max Williams and Brew McCoy, who's at Mater Dei right now, who's one of the top receivers in the country, you notice that you start to pick up something. You know, and you start to see kids that have this it factor. And people are like, Reed, why are you interviewing this kid? Why are you saying he's great? Why are you saying he's all this? Why are you saying he's all that? And I'm like, because I could see the intangibles in him. And sometimes people have certain gifts for certain things. And this kid, Bryce Young, is gifted with the ball. He's gifted with his legs. He knows how to make smart decisions. I'm going to run down to you a little bit why Bryce Young committed to USC and why USC chose this young man right here as their new quarterback coming in. And after JT's out, believe me, Bryce will be in. With last week he had a 159.2 QB rating with 78% completion rating, right? His career passing totals are 6,614 yards. He's passed for 76 passing touchdowns, and that leads up to an average of 213.4 passing yards per game, right? He has 487 completions on 697 yards passed, 697 passes thrown. Guys, right there, that should let you know this kid, a star is born, okay? When you start talking about new up-and-coming quarterbacks, new kids on the block, believe me, Bryce Young isn't new to it. And in college, once he hits the scene and they get a taste of his style, to me, he reminds me of maybe a Russell Wilson-ish type quarterback with just a lot more speed. But he has this tenacity about him and this fight about him. Bryce Young is the quarterback that led modern day past that IMG super mega squad that everybody had been talking about for so many years. He took these boys way out from California all the way out there to Florida to represent. He's thrown 12 TDs in his career. 12 TDs in all through playing through high school. Guys, that is special, right? At 6 foot, 185 pounds, he has a Michael Vick-ish type body, but I believe that he's more of a durable quarterback than Vick. Yeah, that's right. I said it right here. I believe he will be a more of a threat as far as the pass is concerned. Vick was a great threat with his legs, and we all knew that. And he had an arm, a catapult. Pew! But Bryce has this touch and has this finesse and this swag about him that makes me think he might be one of the next great quarterbacks to land, especially a dual threat quarterbacks to land in college. Don't be shocked when you see Bryce Young taking over the highlights and headlines all over ESPN and things like that. This is your boy Reed Dudley. I'll be back. We're going to another break, and then we're going to talk about another commit. Another commit. Dun, 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 dun. USC's in the building tonight, baby. Turn up. It's your boy Reed Dudley.
Today is our 10th year, and what we do is we bring kids from all over San Diego County. You don't have to be a basketball player to come down. The goal is to have our young people here guest speakers. And every year we have a different topic, so we have different topics. And this year's, again, is on bullying, mental health, and gang violence. We have all the kids sign 2 pledges. They sign the anti-bullying pledge, which hopefully they'll stand up on their campuses. Athletes are always the top dogs on their campus, and more people listen to them than, just because they're who they are. So if they can stand up on their campuses and be voices for the ones that don't want, that's getting, bullied, that's the main goal. And the second pledge is the Ball Sober 365 for all our athletes not to drink or smoke, underage drinking, underage smoking.
The event is really good for our community. We live really close to Lincoln, so we know the stuff that goes on around here, and I think it's really positive for the kids to hear some positive role models that used to live here.
Norman Powell grew up in Southeast San Diego. Norman Powell is part of this event, and he's been part of it, the last 10 years. He comes home. He's due back in mini camp in Toronto the next couple of days, but he makes sure he's here.
It's a good feeling to know that these kids look up to me, that can be a positive role model, especially coming from the community. Just that shining light that, anything's possible and that you can make it, with the right focus, the right mindset, and the right determination.
A lot of these kids, they have a lot of people that care about them and get people to come talk to them. Just can pretty much just reiterate what they've been trying to teach them. And a lot of times they're lucky to have NBA guys like Norman Powell come back to his hometown community, bring me along, to speak to them. it'd be great to see if we could just help, if we help 5 or 6 of those kids to 10 of those kids, get through to them today, to figure it out, or to see, how important certain things are and take advantage of the opportunity, their resources. So it'd be a great, great thing for this community.
The more opportunity you get, the harder you got to work, and that's something that I always convey to the kids. It's not going to be hard. You got to have the right focus. You got to have the right mindset. My motto is understand the grind, and my 3 words that I live by is hard work, dedication, and commitment. You stick to those 3 words, the good things are going to happen for you, and the opportunities are going to come. You just got to be a positive person, have a positive mindset, and have a positive work output.
Yo, what's going on, guys? And what you guys just got done was watching was my guy Norman Powell and Coach Jeff Harper Harris out of Lincoln High School. Norman now plays for the Toronto Raptors, but he is born and raised here in San Diego, California. And they're doing a lot of things. They got that MP4 Elite team that they have throwing out. Norman always comes out and does his camps. They have a lot of good stuff going on down there. So anytime you guys are in the area, and they definitely have the Increase the Peace Classic, which is huge for the community. Go down there at any time and check out Coach Jeff Harper Harris. Also, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors and supporters, Alfred Goodlow and AG Sports Video Production and GigaRaise.com. Go to GigaRaise.com for all your competitive sports fundraising needs. Right behind me right now is the man we dubbed years ago, #Max $1 Million cornerback or wide receiver, whichever one you want to put him at. The kid has hands. The kid is solid, and he does his thing. Right now at the cornerback position, Max was known as the #1 cornerback coming out of the West Coast, right? Max sustained an ACL tear this year, his senior year. Still, Max is so talented of an athlete that them boys still kept calling. Dun, 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 dun. USC it is for Max Hollywood now. Max Hollywood Williams, baby. Right, Max Williams has just taken youth by storm. He was on that team receiving passes from JT Daniels and guys like that, and Ware Hudson. He was playing with guys like that, big monsters, Drake Jackson, guys like that, right? Who are being looked at right now. Suave Potty, my guy. They're being looked at right now by all types of colleges. Right now, these guys made an early decision to sign in early. They decided they're going to go in 2 fingers up. USC it is for Max. He decided it on his mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Williams. And shout out to Big Max, who always showed the Youth Sports Center all kinds of love and support. Shout outs Money Mace and Cash Me Out Selly also. Cash Me Out Selly, who is a star wide receiver cornerback himself for the White House, who you guys might hear about a lot in youth. And Money Mace is now the new star corner over there at Sarah High School. So, guys, much love to the Williams family. They always gave the Youth Sports Center a lot of support. Max Williams actually was the very first kid to do a high school unveil. What high school are you going to? A high school commitment. He did that on the Youth Sports Center. If you guys go to Facebook and go ahead and look up Max Williams high school commitment, you'll see that pop up also as he went from junior high to high school and said what high school he's going to. So we appreciate the Williams family. Max's total stats: 55 total career tackles, 2.7 a game, 85 total tackles, and 8 interceptions. Lock me down at the corner. 1 forced fumble and 1 fumble recovered. Max is an all-star player at the cornerback position, and you know what you're getting out of Max. You're getting a dog. You're getting a dog. He's not the biggest guy on the field at 5'10", 175, but he's going to fight all your 6'4" corners. This guy grew up going against Brew McCoy, so you already know he's going against the top kids in the county. That's just what it is. Max Williams, shout out to you, young man. We appreciate everything you've done for the Youth Sports Center. And when you guys see that hashtag, Max $1 Million cornerback or wide receiver, no, it started here on the Youth Sports Center. Greatest allowed. Shout out Max Williams and his family. We'll be back with you guys more. We have in-studio guests, Charles Johnson, wide receiver from San Diego High. We're going to talk to him a little bit, talk to him about his career and what he wants to do and how he likes the Youth Sports Center digs, right? We'll be back, guys, with our special in-studio guest. And then we have another special guest after that. We'll be right back. U Sports Center, greatness allowed.
If you were the best you could be this weekend, then congratulations to you. Now we can still get better. If you were not the best you could be, then go home and work. Come back and prove people wrong.
You have to go hard in the camp, but once it's over, right, you just feel so satisfied with yourself. You put so much time, energy, and effort into it. You look back on the experiences and it's nothing but positive events.
I got many things out of this camp. I mostly learned that if you don't have the heart, you won't make it.
I got my first backboard block, if that's something. I just love playing here, getting like my teammates involved, all my assists, scoring. It was just a great experience.
It feels amazing. You walk around, you feel like a superstar.
This camp has really like pumped me up for my high school season, my last senior season, everything. So I'm really hoping I can bring that energy and just like pump my guys up to take some dubs.
Just be mentally tough, be motivated, come back next year and put on a show. Everybody got it? I'm gonna miss you guys. I thank you. You are dismissed. Good job.
Yo, what is going on? How you guys doing? As you guys just got done looking at our commercial break, that was Phenoms Basketball Camp. That was sponsored by Nike, Giga and Gatorade this last time around, guys. Just understand there's going to be some big things happening in San Diego when it comes to this youth sports stuff, right? And right now, guys, we're going to talk about behind me what's going on. We got the game of the week. That's right, the Ysc main event. We were live down there at El Cajon. We would like to give a shout out right now to a friend that we lost named Tanya Brooks. She passed away Friday, and Saturday they had a game. So El Cajon was playing with heavy hearts as Balboa came in with the smoking skulls, right? Balboa came in and they were hot, guys. And I never had seen this Balboa team play before, but I had seen them practice and walked by these guys a couple times. And I had always thought that they may have been being underestimated in their division. Everybody was talking a lot about the El Cajon Falcons and then a lot about the Ivy Hurricanes. Balboa has came in and hit the division like grown men, right? Rashad Scott dominated the game. He completely dominated the game. As you can see behind me, him tackling the quarterback and getting down like that. That's what's going on, guys. That's what's really happening. Is Rashad Scott at the defensive tackle position completely dominated the game. You're talking about a defensive tackle who understood his gaps and filling them and where El Cajon wanted to run. Once he figured it out, he keyed in. After the first drive and they stopped El Cajon, Lee Norman Lester came in and did his thing, looking like a poised starting quarterback. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away. And after the first drive, he hits the deep bomb and drops it. Hits El Cajon right in the mouth with a 65-yard touchdown pass. Woo-wee! Oh, man, that boy caught, and the young man reached out with one hand. We showed it on the slow motion. If you guys go back and watch our game, Balboa 11U versus El Cajon 11U, you'll see the slow motion, one-handed grab that the young man pulled in. It was astonishing. They kept piling it on and piling it on, right? As they gave it to Donald Reed, who had over 15 tackles during the game, and Isaiah Jackson, who came up to at least 100 yards. Isaiah Jackson, who's also the younger brother of Bo Jackson, out there at San Diego High, who we're going to be talking to some of our San Diego High guys here pretty soon. But Isaiah Jackson took over the game in the second half. He made it to where El Cajon couldn't come back. He kept the ball on the ground, and next thing I know, it's coming down the scroll line. They telling me to call him Pablo. I'm like, man, you can't have me call no brother Pablo, man. Y'all gonna get me hurt up in here. But that's what they call him, young Pablo Nino. Pablo was in the building, baby. He gave Balboa that extra punch in the mouth that they needed. Lee Norman came down through a fiery slant to Donald Reed, and the game was over from there, folks. Balboa, number 2 ranked team in the county, now #1, beating the #1 El Cajon Falcons, who hadn't lost in San Diego in 2 years. Guys, big things happening in youth sports this weekend coming up. We will have all eyes on Bonita versus Los Toros, the 9U game of the year. Both teams undefeated. Both teams have given up nothing but 6 points all year long. Whose back will break? Whose defense will fold in this battle of 9U Titans, as we have the Pirates of the Caribbean, the Plaza Bonita boys, them boys from Bonita, Bucksville, going to face Los Toros, the Doomsday Gang, hashtag the Knockout Boys. Guys, it's going down at 11 a.m. in Bonita. Parents, be on your best behavior so these boys can get the full throttle of what's really going on. It's going down. Now, tell them to be on their best behavior, because y'all know folks be acting up at these youth games now. Y'all know folks be acting up at these youth games. Don't get it twisted. And also, after that, our Ysc main event will be at Sarah High School with TC, Tierra Santa. The Cougars are in the building. They will be playing against the Los Toros Bulls 12U team, coached by Darius George. Shout out Tierra Santa's coach PJ Daly, as it's getting ready to get live out there, man. We got Sweet Feet in the building versus Young Copeland. We got a family feud brewing. These guys live in the same house but play on different teams. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a fan fest. It'll be a lot of people out there. Come support your youth in San Diego. Come be positive role model and figure in the community, and stop just posting it and putting it on the internet. Man, come be a part of these kids' lives like we do. We're out of here, man, right now. We'll be back with our next segment where we're going to be talking to CJ. That's right, CJ. Charles Johnson from San Diego High, the wide receiver, guys. We're going to be talking to him about his plans, his future, and what that cave like, though.
Golf is just a hook, but it's all about the message. We got to save our kids.
We have had our 13th annual golf event today. It was an amazing experience, great energy. We had an amazing turnout.
It's awesome event. It's all about the kids, man. It's all about the youth.
We're here live with all-time NFL great Kwame Lassiter, man. How you doing today, bro?
Great, man. Giga what? Giga who?
Giga Raise,
okay.
man. We're just competitive fundraising for kids. We're trying to get more teams involved in the fundraising so that they can get their kids out of town, more jerseys.
I like when they're competitive. I like when it's for a cause.
Get on the green. We're shooting well. We got a birdie and an eagle, so we're shooting well. Once I warm up, I think it'll be all right.
You should have saw that drive out there.
We did. We got it on camera.
Yeah, baby. We're winning because we're here. We're serving the cause. Just like that.
Hey, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
With Giga Raise, we're giving people the opportunity, even if you don't have a team, but you want to fundraise to have a team, you guys can start building that team now. And you never know, you have fundraising MVPs now.
Youth sports needs to be accessible to all kids because they need an outlet.
You can learn so many life situations through athletics, you know. They talk about, winning all the time, but you got to learn how to be a good loser. And there's a lot of things in life that, it's tough. You feel like you're losing. You got to figure out a way to get through it, and that's a big part of it. And that's where different sport activities is a good way to bring kids out.
Keep them out of trouble, keep them busy.
Keeps them focused.
Keep them responsible.
Keeps them physically fit.
Kept me out a lot of different circumstances, and I'm grateful for that.
I think sports has a big impact on showing kids that there is something besides drugs.
Be a way you can ease your mind off of the negative stuff that's at home, or you also meet longtime friends playing sports too. I met my best friend playing football, 4th grade.
All great, healthy societies. The elders understand they have a responsibility, whether they're fathers or football players, to help inspire the next generation to believe in themselves, to have big visions, to make a difference, not only for themselves, but for their communities.
JD was the catalyst to get me going, and honestly, in all the years I've been doing this stuff, because I've worked with pros my whole life, adult life, working with these kids it's just changed my life. I mean, and the older I get, the more I realize how important it is what we're doing. and it's impacting lives in a big way.
You don't ever let money get in the way. It's very important when you get to where you want to get in life, come back and reach back, pull somebody along with you.
Anytime that we can extend just for a solid event and come out here and it gives back to the kids for the opportunity, we're all willing to do it, man.
It's for kids that need help. Can't do any better than this.
Don't forget to go sign up at gigaraise.com and go sign your team up for competitive fundraising, guys. Hey, travel the world with your team. Game time, man. Giga what? Giga who? Giga Raise. Oh!
Are back right now, y'all. How are we doing? Let me make sure. Is this thing on? Look, I had to make sure sometimes because your boy just be talking and don't even know the green light on, right? So here we go, guys. We're live right now with star athlete out of San Diego High. And as you guys know, San Diego High, they got a lot of them athletes, guys. These guys are still, no, they have only had one loss this year. You know what I mean? So 2 losses within the past 2 years already as San Diego High has been building their name up here in San Diego. CJ, how does it feel, man, playing with a program? And right now it says CJ has 4 offers with 3 on the table from UCSD, New Mexico, and Idaho State. So the boys is getting offers. They playing that ball. CJ, how does it feel on campus walking around with your friends on the football team and knowing that you guys coach work so hard to get you guys offers, to get you guys out of high school?
Man, it feels very good going around school, kids. Our teammates and our kids around the campus are coming up to us like we're stars or whatever. But at the end of the day, we give credit to Coach James back there. None of this would have been possible without him, and we all know it. It's a great experience, though. I'm thankful every day for just being able to put on a jersey and represent San Diego High.
Now, the Cave for years before, they didn't have that moniker of being a school that was a football powerhouse. You guys are kind of changing the culture. And like you said, the kids at school are like, you guys are like, you know, like Hollywood, look at that. Hey, there goes CJ. I know him. You know what I mean? I mean, that's such a good feeling in high school. It has to be such a good buildup. What do you plan on doing? I mean, in college, these colleges are offering you things. What do you want to do when you get to college, though? I know a lot of people, they just say, oh, I just want to play football. And it's not just about playing football, Bobby. You know what I mean? It's about getting an education. How do you want to further yourself outside of just football, CJ?
Other than sports, I definitely want to go into a high academic system. That's one of my first, when I'm looking at a college, I look not even at athletics first, it's academics first. Growing up, I've always been taught that it's student-athlete, student first. And when I get to college, I'd like to study in some field of engineering.
Okay. CJ said he want to get into engineering. I heard that. So you play with guys like Thomas Marcus, who's now at the University of Arizona. And you being an athlete, you have to go one-on-one with guys who are athletes like that also, right? It has to have made you a better player. Speak about some of your teammates and shout out some of your teammates who probably need to come on this show, you know what I'm saying, for it's all said and done, you know what I mean? But shout out some of your teammates, man, who have helped make you a better player while on the field with them.
Man, like we were talking about earlier, Thomas Marcus at Arizona now, that him being there and just competing with all of us, especially myself, it formed me more into who I am today. Him just pushing me, and not only pushing me and the team, but him being the leader that he was, it helped us a lot. And his athletic ability and competitive ability, it just pushed us all even more. And Jaden Wickware, Raiden Hunter, we're all pushing each other. And that type of leadership that they show, it only makes us better. So we're all thankful for that.
Now, he just mentioned Earth, Wind, and Fire right now, y'all. That's what we used to call them boys, Earth, Wind, and Fire. They together. You know what I mean? CJ coming, trying to be, you know what I'm saying? He jumps right in there where Marcus left off, which keeps this team a still high-powered offense. Now, you guys have underclassmen that are still coming up. You got Chili Dog, Chili Sauce in the building. He gets it in, you know, but Mo, Bo Jackson, who I think is just a dynamic young running back who complements Raiden Hunter really, really great. What do you guys tell Mo Jackson to continue the leadership? Now you guys are the leaders on the team, and you guys are looking down at the younger guys. What do you tell the younger guys about following this tradition and trying to keep this going for what Charles James is bringing to you guys here at San Diego High School?
Just push each other like we never left. Mo does a really good job with fitting the scheme perfectly with Coach James, and I feel like we're only going to get better, or the future will only get better from here. Coach James and Mo Jackson and Chili, they're going to be able to, they know what it's been like these past 2 years of our high level of success, so they're only going to demand that and want more from it. So I feel like they're going to be ready to continue to push this school even farther.
Yeah. Now you guys had a big game last week against Scripps Ranch, where you guys came out on top. Playing against other top athletes. They have my young Griffin over there, who's a wide receiver. He's a really tough guard. You know what I mean? What is it like when you line up against one of these other athletes in San Diego who has a lot of accolades and people have talked about him a lot? How does that feel lining up with those type of guys? I mean, in those big games.
I like it, to be honest. Some people might run away from it, but I actually like it because I just think about where I want to be in the future, which is college, and I'm only going to be going against top-tier athletes. So I feel like preparing myself now for that kind of situation is only going to better me for the future.
And there you guys have it. Now, pretty soon, hopefully, CJ will be making his decision on what college he wants to go to. He can come right here to the Youth Sports Center, man, and go ahead and just let us all know what college he's going to be going to. We would love to keep up with your career, CJ. Keep following you, bro, and keep pushing that positivity out there, man. This is Mr. Charles Johnson, athlete out of San Diego High, guys. We'll be right back, guys. We got a special in-studio guest here, guys, one of the top coaches in San Diego. Coach of the Year last year, Charles James, is in the building. We'll be right back.
Our objective with this camp is to instill the characteristics they're going to need that are required to get to that next level.
At other camps, you just play basketball. At this camp, you learn, you have discipline, you eat lunch here, you eat dinner. It grows like a family.
This is the real time. This is the best of the best.
It feels amazing. You walk around, you feel like a superstar.
There's so much talent here. Everyone has the talent to play. But do they have the character? Do they have the grades? Do they know the game, and do they also know the process?
I've been with Phenom for 10 years. This is my 10-year anniversary. Every year is something different. Get kids that's from all parts of the world, having them to work together for 3 days at camp. The biggest thing is that the impact we put in the kids' life.
The coaches here, they are honest with you. They tell you what you need to do so you can get better.
I got many things out of this camp. I mostly learned that if you don't have the heart, you won't make it.
You have to go hard in the camp, but once it's over, right, you just feel so satisfied with yourself. You look back on the experiences and it's nothing but positive events.
If you were the best you could be this weekend, then congratulations to you. Now we can still get better. If you were not the best you could be, then go home and work. Come back and prove people wrong.
You guys all looked great. Thank you guys for coming out to the 15th anniversary of the Phenom basketball camp. Can you guys get hyped up one time? The West Squad.
Yo, we are back right now with the legend in San Diego, Coach Charles James. Now, y'all know why I call him a legend. I call him a legend because he's from way back in the Morris High School, the power days of Morris High School. Charles James was also a superstar on the track and field. He did his thing and went to UNLV and played for one of the greatest college coaches of all time, Mr. John Robinson. How was that? Now that you see these players coming up, and you were one of them years ago, he even ran track with a neighbor of mine who, I mean, you could throw a rock in his backyard and then run out of the front yard and think that he wouldn't know he'd run you down, Tywan Jones. How does it feel used to being one of those kids and now teaching them the new way?
It's a learning experience for both. Like you said, I played for John Robinson. A lot of the things that I've learned, I learned from him. Coach Martin Moss, Coach Matt Kofler, Coach Glenn Goins. I play for a lot of great coaches, and I try to keep those things going on with the new school. But at the same time, we're learning new ways. You know, Twitters and huddles and all those type of things. So you gotta bend in a little bit with the old school ways. But I learned a lot from my coaches in the past.
So as you learn from these guys, and then you come back and give back to the community. You know, we know you still work at Morris and still participate. But now working at San Diego High and having talent like these guys coming up, you got a young quarterback right now in JG3. Jason Green, you know, a highly touted youth quarterback that's coming up through San Diego High, coming through the rankings. I was like, throw him in the game, go throw him in the game. Look, but how do you grasp these kids' attention? Like you said, social media. Most of these guys are in their phones like this, boom, 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 boom. They're not trying to listen. How do you grasp their attention and go, hold on, you got to get the work done first, then go to college?
Well, I think to grasp kids' attention these day and age, you have to have the youth teach the youth. It can't, you know. We talk about some of the old players that played the game, and you know, some of the kids don't even know who we're talking about. So sometimes when you look at, you know, a Thomas Marcus, and now we got 10 guys who have offers. They're walking around campus all day, so those young guys, those freshman guys, are able to see these guys get scholarships and see what it took to get those guys scholarships. It's more, you know, amazing in their eyes to see that in front of them than hear about somebody 10, 12 years ago. Our generation, we can do that and hear about the guys older, but these new guys, they need immediate right now. Thomas Marcus was here, and now he's on TV. So so those are the type of things that get these guys going. And other kids that don't even play football, you know, they're excited to see him play as well as next year. You know, you got Charles Johnson, you got Jaden Wickwear, you got Raiden Hunter, you got Daniel Thomas. All those guys, they'll be able to see play at the next level this year. And I think that's something that is more beneficial than in any old tape. You know,
so any of my throwback stuff, you know what I'm saying? So you guys got a lot of players that have gotten college scholarship offers this year. 10 out of 12 seniors at San Diego High, for those listening, have college offers. You won't hear about that anywhere else in San Diego County. I can guarantee you that. What do you attest? It's some kind of work ethic that's put in by the coaches to actually get that done. And I talk to people a lot all the time, and no matter what big high-powered school some other person may have used to go to, it's all about the coaching and who's there now. You guys are getting the most kids into college and getting the most kids looked at college right now. Is that a test to your background and who you coached with before and just the lineage that you came from?
It's a lot of things. I talked to my uncle about it the other day, and sometimes I just can't put my finger on it. To be honest with you, I can't just say I have the golden ticket and I can get everybody in. I really don't know. What I do know is that our staff works very hard, and you know, sometimes it's sacrifice from our own families that we put into it. Every Saturday morning, my guys are sending me their films. I'm sending it out to hundreds of colleges on Saturday, and it's just staying on guys. But we work as a team, and our team consists of our parents, our coaches, and our players all together. So the parents help me out as far as keeping those guys in line at home and making sure their homework and stuff like that is done. And when they get to school, we're double checking on those things, checking with the teachers. And then I'm on my guys saying, hey, you're the one who know who those plays are. You cut your films, send them to me. Get those guys in the SATs and getting all those things done, clearinghouse and all that stuff done. Once we have it as a package deal, we just market our guys out there, and it goes a long way. But if it's a breakdown in any of those things, it doesn't work. So parents, coaches, and kids, we're all in this together, and that's what makes it work.
It's a collective effort. So to those parents out there who are wondering how to get their kids into college and what methods to use, the Youth Sports Center, we will be putting something together here soon, teaching parents how to work better with your coaches and work better within the community so that you can get these kids these scholarship offers, because it's important, and it's important work to do. And if you were working with a coach that may not be obliged to that, you know what I mean, or it may not be their style, feel free to call Reed Dudley, because it is my style. I have no problem making a couple phone calls and sending a couple emails out, right? So Coach Charles James, last year you won Coach of the Year, right? How big of an honor was that? I see you were on PPR after PPR. They had to throw you on there. How does that feel going from being a top player to now being a top coach?
It's amazing. It's very amazing and humbling at the same time. And you have some coaches, go their whole lives without coaching and don't reach those type of accolades. And for me, I consider myself to be young still, and to reach that point was very amazing. And I couldn't have done it without my coaching staff and without my boys. And those guys pushing. I mean, Jaden Wickware ran a campaign for Coach James Coach of the Year on Twitter, and those type of things, and everybody bought into it. And other guys, Paul Rudy and Chris Smith, those guys at PPR, noticing the change that we're doing at San Diego High, and just opening everybody up, saying, hey, this light, and yourself as well, who pushed me out so much, saying, hey, Coach James is making these changes. I think that's what really pushed me to get those accolades. And sometimes you're just doing things, but to actually see it in other people's eyes is something great that I didn't notice it for a while.
Now, I've also noticed here within the past couple years or so that San Diego High's made some changes academically. And a lot of people, when talking about putting your kids into a high school, a lot of the talk is about academics. It's not just football or basketball or baseball or whatever sport your kid plays. It's about the academics. And a lot of parents are very interested in the academics. What new academics has San Diego High added to their plethora that has started to bring in this influx of really good talent?
Well, first we'll start off with our administration. We have a great administration. Dr. Garcia is our principal, who at one point was the principal of the IS program. The IS program is the International Studies, which is one of the highest academic schools, not only in the county, in the nation. You also have the SciTech program, which is top 100 programs in the nation, as well as the city. And a lot of people don't know about those programs, how much prestige they have, and how much knowledge of these kids that are going to big time academic schools. Daniel Thomas and Raiden Hunter both are in the IS program, both got offers from Columbia. I mean, you can go to a private school and not get into Columbia. So you can't just play football and get into Columbia. You're going to have major grades. And we have real good, excellent other programs as well around our campus. And with the media, like today I went down there, they had a full-blown studio down there, like where they do the news and everything. It's a lot of things. And San Diego High is a big school. But we have a lot of the great things going on other than sports. A lot of our kids are getting to big-time colleges.
San Diego High administration, I'm glad I heard that. Now y'all got the newsroom and media, man. Your boy Reed Dudley gonna be down there trying to teach a class or something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I won't teach him how to talk like this, guys. Believe me. I do know how to talk like this if you guys wanted me to be educated and sound very proper for you and make it sound like it was Channel 10 News or something, guys. We can break it down for you just like that any given time. No, but I gotta be myself, though. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, right now, like I said, we're here with Coach Charles James, and he just told you guys about the accelerated programs that San Diego High has. So when you guys are looking to seek around know that these high schools, hey, coaches like this that are willing to come down to a little old guy like me, Ysc Media Show, just to be able to explain what's going on and have his players come down because he knows that media and exposure is important, not on top of your grades and playing the game, or coaches who understand what it's like to be interviewed after a college game, who understand what it's like, to see guys who are moving their way up through the pro ranks or through the college ranks. You guys have took a loss last year in CIF. That was tough. You know what I mean? It was hard to bear. I lost my voice during the playoffs. This year, it's a couple teams in you guys' way. UC, Kearney, guys like that. How do you guys plan on getting around these semi-powerhouses that are surprisingly jumping up in neighborhoods not too far from around you?
Well, we're taking it one game at a time. I know sometimes we look at the end of the tunnel and we're trying to get to the light without seeing what's in front of us. And we're trying to take it one game at a time this year and finish the job. I think a lot of those guys, basically the whole team, actually came back. So they know what it felt like when the other team was holding up that trophy. And, sometimes we forget that. And, we got to remind ourselves on, hey, man, that wasn't a cool feeling, and we need to finish this all the way out. And, there's a couple teams that's playing good ball right now. We don't run from anything. We want that competition in our division right now. And, I think some teams tend to forget how good we are. But I think my boys are ready for it. We're hoping for some good things this upcoming couple weeks.
Now, you guys got everybody scheduling San Diego High for their homecoming. What the heck was you thinking, man? They thought that there was a downfall because Thomas left? They said, Thomas left. The super high flyer dunking old Oakland Soldier Thomas left. So I guess we could go ahead and schedule San Diego High for a couple games this year. Homecoming. This week you got home. Last week was homecoming at Scripps. You guys had to spoil the party. You know what I mean? Mission Bay. What they thinking, you know what I'm saying? Now, Coronado. Now, they going to the island to spoil the homecoming on the island. I will be there live on the sideline with Coach Charles James and San Diego High as they get at Coronado, who calls them out for homecoming. Now, I got to ask you this, Coach. This is the last question I can ask you before we get about here. Scheduling somebody for homecoming, that's like, man, come on, man. We trying to celebrate on you. I mean, how do you guys feel about that? 3 homecoming games this year?
Yeah, well, last year somebody made a cartoon character of myself, Thomas, and Raiden, and they posted it, and it was titled Party Crashers. I'm thinking we need to post that again. I don't really, like the homecoming. I think it's a disrespect thing. Some people just play the game because that's what it falls on that date. I understand that. But, if that gives us a little bit more motivation, I'm all for it. But one thing about Coronado's a very tough team to face every time I've played them. Coached against them, it's been a tough game. So, and going over that on that island is just a hard game, man. And yeah, we dealing with all that. So it's not going to be easy, and my boys know that. We got a game to get ready, and then they got an extra, extra crowd, an extra thing to go for. So it's not going to be an easy game at all. It's going to be a tough battle. I think it's going to be somewhat of what was last week with their homecoming, playing with that aggressive crowd and all. And when you ever got that 12th man, it's always going to be hard. So we're ready for it, though.
There you guys have it. Shout out to Coronado High School, the Islanders. The U Sports Center will be in the building live Friday night, 6 p.m., 7?
We play at 6:30.
6:30. We'll be there live. We'll have some sideline shenanigans, interviews going on. You know how me and Wicked What, Wicked Who, Wicked Where do. You know what I mean? We'll be on the sideline. We're acting Hollywood. You know what I mean? Raiden going to be there, not trying to talk to the camera. You know what I'm saying? We all going to be in the building. Quinn, he going to be hiding behind the offensive lineman. It's okay. It's okay. My guys, man, they be doing their thing. You know what I mean? Shout out Quinn. Shout out Rayton. Them boys, they got offers. I'll tell you that much. I know that much. I know that's what I do know. We're getting ready to get up out of here, guys. This will conclude show number 19. What That Cave Like, though, is in the building with Coach James, CJ, Charles Johnson. We appreciate him coming in today. Thank you, Anthony Vaughn, for our Extreme Sports Report. Thank you, AG Sports Video Production, for always showing love, being supportive, being positive in the building. And thank you, Giga what? Giga who? Giga Rays. Shout out to my producer who's at home right now. She's prego. Shout out Kara Stevens, who's always showing love. She can't be here at nights, though. You know what I'm saying? But that'll change soon. Kara going to be coming in here, and she's going to be telling everybody what to do here very, very, very soon. Guys, also, we'll be back Thursday, guys, hopefully with some more players that we can come in here and talk to, guys. If you guys are interested in having your kid on Ysc The Show, please contact your boy Reed Dudley or Anthony Vaughn on Messenger and let us know, hey, man, we want to be on the show. You know what I mean? We will get you guys in here. I might have a cheerleader. From what I'm trying to knock down, there might be a cheerleader coming in here. She says she's going to come in here. She's going to tear it up. She's about 8, 9 years old. She might come in here and just tear the whole building down. I might have her just sit here and do the whole show with me and have her take over. Cheerleader takeover, guys. Coming up Thursday on the Youth Sports Center, Ysc The Show. And don't forget to watch our Ysc main events Saturday afternoons, normally in mornings and afternoons for our games of the week, guys, and youth. We will see you guys on Thursday for show number 20. That's what you get. 20. That's 20 in it's 20 in Espanol. Then it's 20 in Italiano. You know what I'm saying? It's ounces. It's ounces. I learned that the other night. I was fucking crap. You know what I'm saying? 20, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we in here. Show number 20, Ysc The Show, man. Show number 19. Thank you, Coach Charles James, man. San Diego High. What that cave like, though?